Hello, Rambler fans. I'm Isabel, and I'm joined by...
Dale Fredin.
Good morning, Dale. How are you?
I'm doing good today.
Good. So I just have a couple questions for you. My first is, can you let our audience know how long you taught at McBain?
Taught for 32 years at McBain.
Wow. And then what did you teach?
7th and 8th grade math, 7th grade chop, trigonometry, physics, chemistry, calculus, couple of other electives here and there.
Mm-hmm. So I've heard some rumors that not only did you teach math, but your students also learned about the British royalty.
Yeah, that's kind of embarrassing at times. One, I get distracted easily, and I love history, I love geography, and every year there'd be 4, 5, 6 days through the year that we'd have a high absent rate for flu, or the band would be someplace, or there'd be some reason that there were students missing from the classroom, and I was going to have to repeat this lesson anyway. So I would just run through, depending on the length of time that there was going to be a shortage, who the kings and queens of England were, see if the kids could stump me on capitals of states or countries, that type of thing.
Yeah.
And I also get distracted easily. So it wasn't that hard for them to get me onto something if they wanted to. But I always enjoyed that, and I keep hearing that from kids, so that some of it must have sunk in someplace down the line. So.
That's fun. And then what brought you up to McBain?
Well, I taught 5 years in Mount Pleasant, taught physics down at Mount Pleasant High School.
Okay.
And we lost our oldest daughter to a brain tumor when she was 2.5. And my father-in-law grew up in this area, and he offered us his father's house, my wife's grandfather's house, if we wanted to move, and we were looking to kind of relocate. Memories were not good.
Yeah.
And I was lucky enough to find a job in McBain, and it's a good place to raise a family. It was a good move for us.
Yes. Okay. And then you said that you taught here for 32 years, right?
32 years.
So what has changed since then?
Everything. One, technology. I mean, the fact that we're sitting here having this interview is something that wouldn't have happened back then. The total school, kindergarten through high school, was 600 students, or 635, something like that. So it's grown. Things have gotten more detail-oriented. A rather humorous fact, when I started teaching, and this happened where I taught in Berkeley and in Mount Pleasant, and here when I started, my first instructions from the principal was, laws have changed. You cannot hit kids anymore. So don't leave any marks. And I always thought, well, that's a great expectation, you know.
Yeah. Also coming with like 32 years of teaching, what's your favorite memory?
Oh gosh. That would almost have to be divided into different types of favorite memories. In teaching itself, I would have students in the 7th or 8th grade. I would have them again in chemistry or physics or calculus or trigonometry, and watch that maturity, and then have them leave and become valuable members of society is extremely satisfying. Very satisfying. So it's not a memory, it's kind of a collective thing. On a personal basis, raising my family here, is very proud of how my boys turned out. But especially, my youngest daughter had cystic fibrosis, and she held the school record for high jump, pole vault, won the Cadillac News track meet twice, all while operating on 30% of her lung capacity. So I have to say that was very satisfying. And just the people I taught with. So it was a good staff. They put the kids first.
That's good. That is really good. And then what have you been doing since your retirement? Like hobbies, traveling, any other jobs?
Let's see, I've always enjoyed woodworking. While I was teaching in the summers, I probably worked on or built 19 different homes, wired or plumbed them. I like to wood carve, love to travel, been able to visit all 50 states, all provinces of Canada, Greenland, Iceland, 5 other countries, and Europe. I mean, that's
really cool.
just been a lot of fun. Gardening, just variety of things. Whole lot less fishing and hunting than I thought I would do, but I still enjoy doing those things.
Yeah. And then my last question for you, it's really like helpful for me. Next year I'm going to start studying math education. Is there any advice you could give me?
Well, study hard. Don't fall behind. If you run into some problems, find a tutor, ask the instructor, whatever it might be. When I was going through school, I had some very good advice given to me. When I was in the 8th grade, I asked, a teacher did what he's supposed to do in the 8th grade, what are you going to be, so that you've got a goal. And I told him I was going to be a history teacher just like him. And he said, are you good at anything else? I said, well, they say I'm good at math. And he said, be a math teacher. And when I got into math, I was having problems with a certain topic, and the instructor said, well, it's just like your physics class. It goes this way. I said, well, I've never had physics. Take physics. And it's just another math class. And math was easy, so I ended up with a minor in physics. And those were 2 real key pieces of advice. And the third piece of advice, not related to that necessarily, but when I started teaching in Mount Pleasant, the head of the chemistry department at the college called me in. And I was kind of wondering why. I didn't have his students. And he just said, now you're teaching physics. He says, you do realize that 1 in 600 of your students will minor in physics. He says, so don't try to make physics professors out of them. Expose them to things. Pick what's important, teach that, but expose them to the rest and make the class fun. And that was great advice.
So, expose them. Got it.
Yeah.
Okay.
As an example of that, we had a neighboring school that had an excellent math teacher. And any student that graduated or got through his class could probably teach at any high school, and they just knew their stuff. And he would have 4 or 5 students. And when I was teaching, I would have 2 classes of 30 in McBain, and we were almost same size school. And I don't think I shorted them, but they enjoyed coming to class. They learned what they needed to learn.
That's important.
And they had success. Because one of the things that I found here when I first started, students would not take hard courses because they wanted to be the valedictorian. So, I can't take physics. I might not get my A, or I won't take trigonometry because I might not get my A. Well, that's sort of the wrong approach to learning.
Yeah, it is. All right. So, get them exposed, keep it fun, keep them coming.
That's right.
All right. Thank you. And thank you for coming in today and letting me ask you questions.
Well, I appreciate it. It's nice to be remembered at times. Most I get into the school anymore is watch my granddaughter play ball, and that's going to end next year, so just enjoying seeing all the changes that have been made.
Yeah. Glad we could get you in here to see them.
Good. Appreciate it.